Hello guys, this is KTB Reviews, back doing a brand new video today for you guys. And in this video, welcome to episode 4. And in this episode, we're actually going to talk about Dragon Ball GT. And I know a lot of people hate GT, but to me, I did enjoy Dragon Ball GT. So, let's get into the facts of GT actually. GT is basically the sequel to Dragon Ball Z, of course, and it actually was the second fact. The series was basically rushed and cancelled. It was meant to be continued to go more and more into the show and actually have more story and stuff. So yes, that's the reason of it. And 3, it was written by Akira Toriyama. So basically people who say he didn't write GT, I'm like, yes he did. All he did is wrote a story format and gave it to the toy administration thing. Yeah, administration. And that's all he did. Yeah, you saying, oh, he wasn't doing the drawing. Yeah, I know he didn't do the drawing, but he did drew a sketch to give to them. So, let's get into the story of Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT is set right after the end of Z, of course, of Goku taking Oob, and they go off and start their training. As you see in the first episode of Dragon Ball GT, Goku and Oob were training. So, and now as we see, Emperor Pilaf is trying to get the Dragon Balls, and he actually found the old Black Star Dragon Balls that were created from Demon King Piccolo and Kami, of course, because Kami and Demon King Piccolo were two beings because they were put together. So they took the Dragon Balls and they used them. They was going to, I guess, I don't know what they was going to wish for at first, until Goku walks in on them as they used the Dragon Balls, and then as they recognized that it's Goku, Goku was trying to stop him from using them. Then Pilaf turned Goku into a kid, and that's what mostly everybody hate about it in GT. He's a kid again, and well, I actually like his voice as a kid. Of course, it's the same voice actor that did Gohan, of course, so I love Stephanie the Donnelly as Gohan, so, and great as Kid Goku too, so what's the hate? I like both. I do still like Sean Schemmel as Goku, of course, but I still like Goku voice as a kid too. So what's the difference? The hate on things. And so as the now Goku has to get all the Dragon Balls back before the Earth blows up. And it leads that to the adventure of him going to space along with Trunks and Pan. Originally it was meant to be Goten to go, but they didn't have him going. And go out on an adventure and get the Dragon Balls again. So the series is in 4 arcs, of course. Actually, yeah. So you have the Black Star Dragon Ball saga. You have the Baby saga. You have Super 17 saga, and you have the Shadow Dragon saga. So it was only 4 arcs in Dragon Ball GT. Okay, So, as the starting of it, the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, as I said, Goku got turned back into a kid, and now they have to get all 7 Dragon Balls before Earth blows up, as King Kai tells them. Uh, Actually, as that, they have to get a spaceship to go into space. So, initially, it was meant to be Goten, Trunks, and Goku, not Pan, originally. And then they decided to put Pan in the story and make her go with them. So, it originally was meant to be Goten. So, as the 3 go into space, they look for the first Dragon Ball, of course, on a planet that was run by a dictator, basically, like a evil president, I guess, named Donkey. Yeah, I try to remember their names. A spaceship was captured, was taken, as they landed in space because the thing broke on the spaceship, and they had to try to get it fixed. So they go into a town, and everything, they had a lot of people giving them stuff away, and all of that, and they saying like the and then they go to this hotel that basically like makes them pay. It has them pay. And, like, the taxes keep going up, like they see like tax numbers things on the side of stuff, like, and you actually get taxed just for sitting on the bed. Really? So I have to pay just to be sitting on the bed? I can see you have to pay your water bill, of course, and your light bill and all that, but and phone bill and TV, but sitting on your bed, you had to pay for that? That's stupid as hell. But yeah, like so they try to get the spaceship back, and as they escape from that, they were wanted in the city. But really, as only 2 people recognized, like, yes, like they weren't really, they weren't really the thieves. It was Donkey. So as for that, it leads to them fighting Donkey, and Goku fights this guy named Legic. I have to say the fight was pretty good. In the arc, actually a good fight for early in the series, you know. So after that, as Goku defeats Legic, and it goes to them giving the money back to the people on the planet, as Donkey was defeated. So as after that, it leads to them getting the spaceship back, and they got it fixed, and they find a robot, of course, Giru. They find him in the sand, and he ate the dragon radar, and so they take Giru along with them. People saying Giru was annoying, but I didn't really care for Giru. It's pretty cool to have a little robot with you. It's pretty awesome. So after that, they go to another planet, and this planet, it's like a giant planet, and the Dragon Ball was on that planet, and they got it out of the giant's mouth through his teeth because he's eating an apple, and the Dragon Ball was inside of an apple. So Goku got it out, and they got that Dragon Ball. There are like scenes of Pan inside of a beehive and all that. You know, it was just random episodes of GT, like adventures. That's what I like about a show. Like, if you go on an adventure in a show, if you're watching a show that's like an adventure, that's what I like. It's pretty cool. So I don't get how people hate the episodes and stuff. So after that, they go to another planet that was run by some Indians, and they basically were cursed by a monster that caused earthquakes and stuff. And after that, Trunks has to dress up like a girl just to defend this monster. So after that, you have them. Basically, they had to stop the volcano from erupting. So as they stop the volcano from being erupting, and the people thank them and they give them Dragon Ball. So as they give them the Dragon Ball and they leave there, that basically leads them going to another planet that let me think. They actually were on another planet and they found 3 guys and they do like dancing. Yes, the Power Brothers. And I think they find a Dragon Ball there, I think they did. And so they go to that planet and they had to dance and stuff. And the Power Brothers escaped with a spaceship or something like that. I don't remember how they went. Like, did Pan go with them or something? I forgot. I don't remember the episode that well. But they go to his planet. That's Lord Lude. Yeah, Lord Lude. And they fight Colonel Muchi, and he got defeated by Trunks, I think, and he destroyed like a lion creature. So yeah, but other than that, then that's when you see Doll Talkie. He turns people into dolls. So I don't remember. Oh, they take their spaceship, but left them there to almost get killed by the worms, creatures, things that were there on that planet. And after that, yeah, and that's when they go to the planet in Colonel Muchi. And that's when we, at the end of the arc, they defeat Lord Lude. Lord Lude's like a giant, almost like a baby-like robot guy. He's almost like a god of destruction, basically. God of destruction, but that's what I kind of thought he was at first. So that's at the end of that. That what leads to Dr. Mew. Yeah, it leads to Dr. Mew basically talking to Doll Talkie and everything. And after that, you have them escaping there. Yeah, one episode of Pan just trying to get away from Goku and Trunks. I guess she was tired of being with them. But, you know, it would have been her fault. It would have been Goten there instead of them two. You see what I mean? So, as after that, we have I'm going to N2. That's when we see General Rodo and all that. Goku and Trunks did get captured by General Rildo, by the robots that were with them. The Sigma Force, yeah, the robots. As of that, Giru basically almost betrays them, kind of. And as after that, that's when we get Pan trying to go save them and stuff. And then they do wake up and escape out of the place. So then you got Trunks goes back to his ship and check everything, and they did steal the Dragon Balls and stuff. So as they took that, Dr. Mew does have a Dragon Ball under his cap. So as Goku deals with the Sigma Force, he defeats them all when they fuse together as well. And then that leads to General Rildo. And then Trunks got turned into stone by him. And like a stone, yeah, stone. Kind of reflected, I remember, off Deborah when he spits on you, kind of. So he got turned into stone. It leads to Goku and General Rildo fighting. Good fight, I have to say. Then it leads to the heroes, Pan trying to get Trunks back and get Giru back, but it doesn't. She keep getting knocked out of the place and go straight back outside. And so Goku keeps fighting General Rildo, and I think he beats him. So as he beat him, because General Rildo fused with the robots characters, and then he had a silver body too, like he can morph and all that. So as that leads to, after that fight, you have Goku and Trunks and Pan as Trunks thought. Pan thought Trunks was dead, that she found a replica of him as a statue, but it wasn't him. He was already alive by Giru. So, as he was saved, then it leads to them finding Dr. Mew. He actually has the Dragon Ball, because that's what Giru had. Like he ate the Dragon Radar, and he can find the Dragon Ball. So as he finds the Dragon Ball, that leads to them finding Dr. Mew, and then they thought Baby was dead because Trunks like blasted the machine to knock off the power. Then all of a sudden, as Goku got closer to the glass and look at it, then when Dr. Mew said, "You disgusting Saiyan," Baby wakes up. Then he breaks out of the thing, and then that's when you see them. And Goku and Pan and Trunks defeated Baby, kind of, but he was inside of Dr. Mew. And then he broke out of him and break him and kill him. And Baby had the Dragon Ball. Then that leads to them leaving the planet, and then General Rildo was still alive, but Baby was inside of him. And after that, you had them leaving there, and they go to this, it was a spaceship that was closer to the sun, and it was already broken and stuff, and the Dragon Ball was inside of there. And they find a person inside there too. And so as they get there, they find a Dragon Ball. So they take this person back to another planet, and it was affected, and he was already, baby was inside of him, and he got inside the doctor as well, and he got inside of Trunks, and so that after that they uh, baby they thought baby was dead, but he really wasn't, as I said. Then that leads to them just forget all about baby, and go keep getting the Dragon Balls. They go get the other Dragon Balls, and that leads into the baby saga. Overall, the Black Star Dragon Ball saga, it has a lot of great time. Like, it's adventures. I like that. That's what I like about a show. If they got a person going on an adventure, discovering things, getting things, that's great. And as for me, these episodes of them, like when they cut off all the episodes of them getting the Dragon Balls from other planets, because I think they said in Japan that they were bad and horrible. They were not, I guess because it didn't have a lot of action, like fighting and all that. Like, yeah, there will be, and I guess, and they cut all that off for us in the United States, and changed into an episode called The Grand Problem, and it just picked these scenes from the other episodes into one, and just had them already on M2, where Dr. Mew is. So that was pretty stupid for them. But as I watched those episodes of them and getting the Dragon Balls in space and stuff, I still enjoyed it. It was okay. Yeah, it didn't show Vegeta doing anything. It didn't show none of the other characters in the series that we know doing something. But it's still good. It's still great. Like, I see adventures. They go on adventure and stuff. But and so that's all I'd say for the Black Star Dragon Ball saga. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's just great to it because it's adventures. Alright, the baby saga. As for the baby saga, it's still a good arc. And it actually is my favorite arc anyway. Because it cuts back to Earth, with basically showing all the characters on Earth again. Like Gohan, Vegeta, show all of them again. So, as the baby's on Earth, he affects a lot of people on Earth. Then he's trying to find, I guess, Vegeta, the one that killed the Tuffles, of course, because the Saiyans have the Tuffles have a grudge against the Saiyans because they wiped all the people out. And so baby's affecting people. That's when you see Goten on a date, and they get interrupted by baby, and baby basically affected him and got inside his body. So, and after that, you have the baby inside Goten, then goes to Gohan. He sees Gohan, and baby just going through people's bodies, possessing them and stuff, and all that till he tries to find Vegeta. That basically leads to Gohan Goten fight, and basically Piccolo shows up. And all we know, Piccolo just got blasted by Gohan, and that's it. Kind of been, wish it had more with Piccolo, like he could have had, Vegeta, tell Vegeta what was going on, then we would have more story right there. We'll explain more about it at the end of this, series, as we talk more about the ending of what I would say for GT would have been. So, after that, you have Gohan going to find Vegeta, as baby's inside of him now. Basically, every time baby goes inside people, he affects them, and then they basically turned into tough old slaves after that. So Tiari affected Goten, and Goten still is now possessed as well. Then you got Gohan and Vegeta fighting. Good fight, I'd say. I wish Piccolo was there to tell Vegeta that something was wrong with Gohan and Goten, and so that would have been pretty great. There's a lot of characters they could have had in this arc that could have had more storying with them. Like, where was Tien? Where's Yamcha? Where's Krillin? Well, Krillin's old. I can still by that. Yeah, Krillin is old now in GT. So, as you see that, as you know, then Vegeta gets possessed by Baby and everything. As now Vegeta's controlled by Baby, he affects all the people on Earth, and now Goku returns home. As they got all the Dragon Balls, they did not know Dende and Mr. Popo were affected, but they was. So as the whole world is affected by Baby, except Hercule and Majin Buu, and Oob, I think, yeah, Oob. So as the whole family is affected, at least the Goku fighting his two sons, of course. Then Baby shows up inside of Vegeta's body, as Mr. Satan tells Goku that Baby controlled all the people on Earth. Now at least the Goku fighting Baby. Goku started out as a Super Saiyan 3. I have to like him as a Super Saiyan 3 as a kid, because it kind of reminds me of Gotenks when Gotenks was Super Saiyan 3. Then you had them fighting. It doesn't really do anything to Baby because the power drains off so quickly. You know, because as we remember in Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan 3 drains off a lot of energy. I say that form is basically, as I said, was great for him if he was in the other world, dead. That's what that form basically be if he was dead. So, as you know, Baby is being messed out of Goku, gets all the power from the Earthlings and from the possessed warriors. As you know, Trunks was affected as well because, as we remember, Baby went inside of him and it affected him when he got back to Earth. So, as then it leads to Baby forming the Revenge Death Ball. I like the Revenge Death Ball. And blasts at Goku, and Goku was not dead. He got saved by a Kabila Kai and got dropped into a game world. And he got out of the game world and got back to the Supreme Kai world. Then you got the people on Earth that are affected by Baby. Baby basically used the Dragon Balls again to make his Tuffle planet, his planet restored, and that basically sets it off that the Earth will blow up. As we get to it, then as everybody's going to the planet Planet Tuffle. Pan gets there, and along with her is Hercule and Majin Buu. They have Oob saves her from them. Then leads to Oob fighting, and then Majin Buu sacrificed himself, and he basically fused with Oob. That's how we see Oob and Majin in GT. And basically, I think if Oob had defeated Baby, it would turn him to chocolate. But other than that, it wouldn't be enough. That would have ended the fight very quickly. I wish that did happen though. So you had that. After that, you have Baby getting defeated. Getting defeated by Baby defeats Goku again. Yeah. Defeats Goku again because Goku gets his tail grew back, and then that leads to Goku looking at the moon and look at the Earth. You think it's the moon, but it's not. Then he turns into Great Ape Ozaru Gold. And then, thanks to Pan, that leads to Super Saiyan 4. And so, as I say, Super Saiyan 4, right beside Super Saiyan 3, is my favorite form. So I have to say I like both forms. As the leads to Baby and Goku fighting again. Great fight. Love the fight with him as a Super Saiyan 4. Always my favorite fight. And as after that, it leads to Baby using the Blood Sways machine to turn to Ozaru. That leads to him being a great ape. And still a good fight, I say. It's still great. It's actually the best fight in Dragon Ball GT. It is. So, as Baby gets boosted with power by the Blood Sway machine again, Goku has to get full power again as well. So Kabilo Kai actually, old Kai and Kabilo, old Kai came up with a plan by getting the sacred water from the Kami Lookout and use it and restore all the people back on Earth, back to normal. And as they did, after that, as the plan was working, Goku had got Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and Pan to give him power. And now, as I see this scene, as the scene of them giving Goku power, Dragon Ball Super took this from GT. So technically, I don't think the God form never exists. So, that scene was originally taken from this. They made up stuff out off of another show and tried to make something different that never happened. That's not writing. That's stealing from your own creations. So that's what they did. They stole this idea from GT, but GT never happened. But why are you stealing ideas from it? So as they gave Goku power, he's back to full power. Beats Baby. Baby gets blasted to the sun as Goku saved Vegeta from him. And it was over, but the Earth was going to blow up. And so, as they get all the people off of Earth to the planet Tuffle, as they restored the to get the Dragon Balls from the Namekians, of course, and they wished back to Earth. So, I kind of thinking when they wished back Piccolo, they could have wished back Piccolo because Piccolo sacrificed himself. I wish he came back as well, but they didn't. So, the Baby Saga is a good saga. To me, people say it was the best saga in the show, in GT. So, I gave the Baby Saga of 8 out of 10. Good saga. Super Saiyan 4, of course, I love it. That was my favorite part of GT. Favorite part when he turned Super Saiyan 4. So, pretty awesome. Super 17 Saga takes place right after the Baby Saga, of course. Dr. Mew's in hell, and they create 17, a new android 17, and control the real 17 on Earth that fused to make Super 17, and bring back the villains, all the villains from Z and Dragon Ball. And as you know, Krillin dies, and by 17, and the heroes are destroying all the old villains and stuff on Earth. And Goku fights Frieza and Cell in Hell. He gets trapped in Hell, and Piccolo comes down to Hell and helps him to get out. And as the others on Earth are trying to fight 17, losing, then it leads to Goku fighting 17. I like to fight him in 17. And then 17 is going to defeat Goku with the shocking death ball. And then it was interrupted by 18, of course, because she's mad because he killed Krillin. And then help of 18 and Goku, they defeat 17. And that was basically it of the arc. And it's, like the portal of hell was open up because they broke and unstable the balance on Earth, and that caused the Dragon Balls to crack. That leads me to the Shadow Dragon Saga. Super 17 Saga, to me, I wish it was longer. I wish it had more fighting. Like, all the villains came back. That was actually a good idea. And I would wish they could have made it more. And they could have had every episode was a fight. And they could be fighting all the villains again. That'd be so cool. And that what I always thought, like, this could have been great if they had all the villains come back and fight all the heroes again. That'd be so cool. I would like that. That'd be pretty awesome. They did that. So to me, Super 17 is a 6 out of 10. But I still love 17 though. I like Android 17. The Shadow Dragon Saga is basically what picks up after Super 17 Saga. And as the Shadow Dragon breaks out of the Dragon Balls because they're cracked and forms 7 evil dragons. Goku and Pan basically is going around destroying all the dragons. I wish they had Gohan or Vegeta doing it, but he wasn't. And he had an episode of Vegeta basically talking about Vegeta's talking about all the times Goku was still having his respect for Goku, as he always do. And so that's what they did in that episode. Then as you see, as you get to as Goku destroyed the first dragon he destroyed was the 2-star dragon. Then he killed the 5th-star dragon. Then he killed the 7-star dragon and the 6-star dragon. Then he fight the 4-star dragon. That's my favorite, Nova Shinron. And he fights the 3rd-star dragon. That's Ice Shinron. Love the part he did the Dragon Fist. Gotta say, I love that part every time he does Dragon Fist. That was awesome. And on Omega Shinron. And he goes Sin Shinron and 1-star dragon, of course. And yeah. So I love the 3-star dragon. No. I don't like Ice Shinron. I like Nova Shinron, Ocean Shinron, and Omega Shinron, or Sin Shinron. Those are my main 3 I like. So out of all the dragons. So as it leads to that, Omega Shinron Sin Shinron fused and made all the Shadow Dragons come into one to create Omega Shinron. That leads to Goku. He did the Dragon Fist. I still love that move ever since. And people say he doesn't do that move at all in Dragon Ball Z. Well, I know he doesn't, but I just say that they didn't write it in Z. Toriyama just didn't write it in Z because it's in video games, but it's not in the show. Well, I don't know why. Probably just didn't want to write it in there. But to me, I still say Goku can do it. So, yeah. So you have, as Vegeta shows up and he turns Super Saiyan 4, of course, and then that's when he came to the idea to ask Goku to do the fusion. That leads to Goku and Vegeta fused and to create Gogeta. And one episode of Gogeta, still good thing, like he was playing around with him. How powerful Gogeta is. Like I said, the powerful character, the strongest character in history. Not Beerus, not Zeno, not Whis, Gogeta. So all you guys say the god destruction are the strongest. They're like, no, they're not. So Gogeta is the strongest character in history. So, as you know, the fusion time it expired, and at least the Goku Vegeta basically tries to fuse again, but try to fight Omega Shenron at the same time. And the fusion wasn't working because Goku actually ate the Dragon Ball. That's what happened. He ate a Dragon Ball. And if they had Goten, Trunks, and Oob and all them give him power again, that would have been pretty cool. They could have did the same thing that they did before, and they would have been powerful again. So that's what I say of it. It was they could have more story going on with the arc. I wish it didn't end it in 64 episodes. Wish it was longer. So yeah, as the lead of the fight, as they losing power, and people thought Goku had died at the end of this arc, but I don't think he did. Because if he did, why would he come back with doing the Spirit Bomb? He wasn't dead. So, as Omega Shenron was defeated with the Universal Spirit Bomb, and it leads to Goku leaving with Shenron, as Shenron says, it's time that the Dragon Ball should be gone away for now, and takes Goku with him, and I guess he becomes a new guardian or a new human spirit like. And then at least and then now there's a new generation of heroes and fighters now. You know, you got Goku Jr. and you have Vegeta Jr. It's weird, and you have Goku there watching them fight, and Pan is old. So yeah, and then the movie I'll throw it on at the end of this. The Hero's Legacy is basically Goku Jr. adventure. I want to get the Dragon Balls, and he meets Goku for the first time, and you know, he thought Pan died, but she wasn't. And you know, you have a little adventure like what Goku Jr. was, who he is, and we didn't really know who he was. And so that's all the Hero's Legacy was, and we see Kim turn to a Super Saiyan. But without don't know what it was. It's like how Goku was. He didn't know what it was when he fought Frieza. So it's the same thing. So yeah, The Hero Legacy is a good movie. Actually, a great movie. If I say, I give it a 8 out of 10, and I give the Shadow Dragon Saga a 8 as well, because you know it's the conclusion of the series, and it would have been longer. And now we're actually going to get into like why the characters, why a GT story, the series didn't continue as it should be. So let's start with this. Alright, so as Dragon Ball GT, as I said, it was written in 1996 and 1997. The reason why people hated on this series, as I'm going to get to now, is because it did not have a manga. And as Akira Toriyama was still writing Dragon Ball, of course, he was tired after Dragon Ball Z. He'd been writing the show for 7 years, 1989 to 1995. That's a long time, and if he would have took a break and probably came back in 2000, we probably would have saw Dragon Ball GT. And as me, it didn't have a manga. That's all. People hate on it because it did not have a book. Like, to me, I don't read it in no book form anyway. So why would I want to read it if I can just watch the show? And yeah, I guess because a lot of them are nerds, I guess. Yeah, I am a Dragon Ball nerd too. But why would I want to read it in a book? I'd rather watch the show. As I'm looking at the show, seeing it, and looking at the book is not getting me entertaining. It just let me looking at a picture. And then, oh, punch! kick, and they're not, and you don't hear no sounds when you looking at this. You have to look and see the visual of what they're doing in this episode or in this fight or in this show. That's why I don't read it in the manga. I don't read it like that. So the reason why they hate on GT, because it did not have a manga, and that's the reason. And as for the story of the show, it would have had more story with the characters. I wish they could have had more of Yamcha in it or Tien, and they could have had Piccolo in it more, but they didn't, and Vegeta as well. Well, at least Vegeta, it basically did show up in some fights. Of course, he was still there, but they could have had more of the other characters too. So, yeah, like, and it was basically, the series was rushed. It was meant to end at 64 episodes. It was initially meant to been like continue on like longer and longer format. Like it probably would have been like Dragon Ball Z, and it would have had like probably 200 episodes or something like that. So as I go through all the arcs, again, but in a how the story would have been. The Black Star Dragon Ball saga. I wish they still had changed it up. Goten goes into space instead of Pan. And it would have been cool. Or if she could have went too, but well, it was only 3 seats in there. No. Goten, Trunks, and Pan. I mean, damn. Goten, Trunks, and Goku goes. And let's say they did a fusion dance and they'd be Gotenks. Now that would have been cool. Like I would like to see Gotenks again. That'd be pretty cool. Like have them do the fusion, and they fight all the whatever threats there in space. Now that would have been a cool idea. So the Black Star Dragon Ball saga will be the same like it was in the show. In the as you see in GT. So we get to the baby saga, and let's say like it goes through the same format. Like say Trunks get affected, and I think Goten does too. And it goes back to that format of okay, yeah, Pan's still on Earth. She's not affected by it, and let's say like everyone around her is affecting her. She gets angry and stuff. And imagine she turns Super Saiyan. That would have been pretty cool. I would like to have Bola there too. Let's say her father gets hurt, like he gets affected by Baby, and she turns Super Saiyan. That would have been a cool idea. You had the 2, and then probably you will saw the first 2 female Super Saiyans in the show. And instead of making up a female Super Saiyan, you had 2 female Saiyans already here. Voila! And they would have been a great female Super Saiyans. And that would have been pretty cool. As for that, Oob, then we have Oob there, and like let's say Oob and Pan are the next generation of fighters. Of course they are. So it follows like Goten, Trunks, Pan, Bola, Oob. You have all of them the next generation fighters. I think that's what GT would have been. Like they'd be the generation, and we still got the old generation around, like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Gohan. You know, they are all the old generation, and we'll have all of them. That they are the teachers. They are the students. That's what it would have been for. I say it would have been for GT if they had those guys. These guys were we focusing on in this arc, in the baby arc. And we still get Goku turn to a new form, of course he does. And you know, and it follows the format. Like, okay, Goku comes back and he tries to fight Baby, and you got them around Goku trying to help Baby, Goku, and you know, have like a team, like they trying to stop Baby, and you know, like that. I wish Majin Buu wasn't killed off. like killed in this. I wish he like helped too. But initially, let's say yes, he does a fusion. He forms back. He fused back with Oob, and you have Majip. Yes, that's okay. I can see that. Okay, I can see that. So the whole arc it continues with a good long fight, a battle against you have the hero who's fighting against Baby. Instead of just having Goku fighting Baby, just have the heroes around him helping Goku to fight Baby. That would have been a good idea. Okay, Super 17 Saga. Instead of as Piccolo dies by the blood explosion of Earth, he got brought back to life by the Namekian Dragon Balls. So he's back alive again. Alright, Super 17 Saga. Like, it should have more story, like, what? Okay, before 17 got possessed, because we just see him in the arc. Let's say, like, have a story, like, okay, he's with his family, as they mentioned in Super, and let's say he goes off one day, and then it's like, he get controlled by something that he doesn't know, and then he gets controlled, and then they form the portal in the sky, and now we get the story, like, this 17, other 17 trying to control him to become evil. So, as you see, like, the portal in the sky, and then they bring back all the villains from Dragon Ball Z. I don't know, they were probably in a movie character. What they did was cooler, but to me, cooler is canon, because he's in the 3-year time span. Bring back all the villains from Z, and you have a long, like the arc could have been longer. At every episode is a fight, a fight, a fight, a fight, a fight. And all the heroes, let's say they brought back Tien, Yamcha. Well, Krillin's old, so I don't think he would have been there. But Yamcha and Tien could have been there fighting alongside with the other heroes. As you see, as the old generation and the students are all there and they fight. All of them fight all these villains again, and pow, fight after fight after fight after fight. Then instead of Goku going to hell, like, imagine Frieza and Cell are back on Earth, and they're not in hell. Let's say they were on Earth as well. Then you have all them fighting again, and it'd be a great, like, a a revenge, a war against the heroes, against the enemies, and all of them fight all the old villains again. And it'll be a cool concept. And I wish it would have been like that. I wish the arc would have been longer, like a longer arc, and then probably have like 50 episodes. Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome. A pretty long arc. I wish the baby arc was longer, and this arc was longer, and probably the same 17 saga will lead all up to probably 100 episodes, and that'd be pretty cool. Like 40, let's say 40 episodes. Now that would have been pretty good. I would like that so much. And, it plays out like Goku in the end. He tries to beat 17, and of course, and follows that format. And then, as the Shadow Dragons thing did not. Let's say the Shadow Dragon thing didn't happen yet. So, let's say the Shadow Dragon thing did not happen. So, let's say probably a year later it does happen. So 2 years later it does. Like I said, in this time there's another villain probably came to Earth, and now the heroes have to fight this villain and all this, and then that would have been a great format too. Alright, then leads to the Shadow Dragon thing. And imagine this saga was longer too. Had a longer story, longer format, and like all the heroes are fighting these dragons and stuff, and then it leads to the one that's the control of all the dragons, Sen Shinron, and they all have to try to fight Omega Shinron. Let's say Goku's away somewhere, and all the heroes are fighting, and then Goku shows up. Then everybody's trying to fight the dragon. They can't do it. Then you have Vegeta and Goku fuse, of course. Let's say Goten and Trunks do the fusion first. Probably had an upper chance against him, but still the power would drain, of course. And have all the fighters fighting against Omega Shenron. As they fought against all the other dragons, they'll fight against him as well. And then the arc would end like, of course, like how GT did, but not like an ending ending to the series basically. Then you have Goku Jr. Let's say all the heroes that grew up, like Bola got a child by a person, she's still a Super Saiyan. Pan still a Super Saiyan. Well, Pan is old in the GT. Let's say Pan was not all the way old. Let's say she's like in her 30s or so, because she's half human, half Earthling. Well, half Earthling, half Saiyan. Dang darn, I keep messing up. That's Videl. Let's say she's still Super Saiyan. She trained Goku Jr. and she tried to train him and stuff, do all this and this and this and that, and there's an evil threat in the air. Somebody's evil gonna show up probably, and then Goku's away, as I said. The Shadow Dragons, not Shadow Dragons. He's away because the Dragon Balls are put away. The Earth is in peace, but the Earth is still not in peace because it's evil in the air. So it leads to that. Her train Goku Jr. Then probably have Bola train her son or daughter or whatever, and they become, and she probably, or him and she probably become a Super Saiyan. Have Oob still training hard and all that, and basically be like a good thing, like the new generation training their next new generation. That's basically I think GT would have been. Yes, that's how I would say about the arcs. I wish the Baby Saga was long. I wish the Super 17 Saga was longer. And I definitely wish the Shadow Dragon Saga was longer. Like, have all the heroes fight. All of them fighting. And that'd be pretty cool concept. That's what I would say of the arc of the show. So overall, as I said, a Dragon Ball GT, it's still my favorite show to this day. I wouldn't have the DVD if I don't like it. It's like saying, I got Dragon Ball Super, but I don't like it. I don't even have Dragon Ball Super on DVD. I don't like Dragon Ball Super. So, yes, and that's basically a truth about that. I like GT more than Super. As I say, the animation in the show was great. Great animation. Imagine, if Super was like that, in animation like that, what GT did, it probably would have been a good show. Probably. But it was still, the story of it wouldn't be great, like how GT was. GT's story was still good, but they didn't have it more longer and more expanded. That's all was wrong with it. And that's why I say why these arcs should have been longer, because it had a longer story, good character development, and that's what's always missing from GT. So overall, as the series, to me, I give it a 7. It's still a great, I know it's a C. I still watch it till this day. I got the DVD. I even watch the videos on YouTube. And I see the comments like, GT sucks, and the story's bad, and it's horrible. And I'm like, yeah, you hate on it now because it ended. That's the reason. Because Super is the best thing now. No. See, you had to watch these kind of fans. I seen them. I seen these fans do this shit every time, because I seen them do it, and they still do it. So imagine Super ends like it is ending, and oh yes, I'm gonna have a lot to say about Super when I get to that video. It's gonna be after the movies though. But yeah, stay tuned for that video, because oh my god, yes, stay tuned for that one. So yes, and I heard Super is ending. I'm very happy it is, because the latest episodes before the episode that everyone's hyped for were bad. Ugh. Why did he do that to 17? And technically, Jiren killed him. Oh my gosh. But he can still be in the tournament, though. So this show's stupid. Like I said, it's dumb. So, yeah, I give Dragon Ball GT a 7 out of 10. And that's the points I would say that I wish the story would have been. I wish it was. And so, and all the character development and everything, I wish it was more expanded and all of that. So, hope you guys love this video. Like this video. I say love, but the same thing. Like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video around to people. And yeah, the next video, episode 5, we're actually going to talk about all the Dragon Ball Z movies. I don't really only Dragon Ball movie I remember is the Path to Power movie. That's the Dragon Ball movie. But I will, as I said, I will talk about it in that video too. So it'll be thrown in there, so we'll know it. There's other Dragon Ball movies I don't know, but I just can't remember them. That's the only movie I remember. So next episode will be the Dragon Ball Z movies. All movies, including the newer movies that came out all the way up. So, and specials. Yeah. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and share, and see you guys next time. And peace, and bye.